Hi, welcome to Nona's Here. I'm Nona. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so glad you decided to join me today because it is Fun Time Friday with Broke Girl Aesthetic. Now, she hasn't announced yet who her co-host and guest host are going to be, but I've already put on my makeup, so I'm going to do this intro. And putting on this makeup is no small feat. So I'm going to do the intro, and as soon as she announces her co-host and guest host, I'll be sure and share that with you and their links down below. I'll also be sure and list the playlist so you can see all the creators who are joining in on Fun Time Friday. I have a fun craft to share with you today, and I hope you'll watch my video and then watch the playlist of all the other creators who have joined in today. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I wish you'd take the time to do so right now, and then click on the bell and the word all so that you will not miss any of my videos. You don't want to miss any of the fun here at Nona's Here. Okay, enough chatting. Let's get over to my craft table so I can show you what I made for Fun Time Friday. Okay, this is the beautiful Tiffany, aka Broke Girl Aesthetic. She is not having a host, co-host, or guest host today. She's doing it all by herself. And thank you, Tiffany, for allowing me to participate. Actually, I got pretty ambitious this week, and I have 2 craft projects to share with you. So let's get going with DIY number 1. DIY number 1. So these are the supplies that I used. I got 2 of these signs from Dollar Tree, 21-inch ruler that I got at Home Depot, pumpkin chalk paint, and my Waverly wax. This boo sign, cute little ghost, wall hanger, some witch hat picks, some witch ornaments, orange spider. I didn't use the orange spider. Black spiders, the ghosts. By the way, those faces are not painted on the foam. Those are painted on the packages, so I didn't use those. And then I have the purple glitter bats that I used on another project, but I still had some of those left. So then I removed the cute little spiders from the front of the package, and now I'm going to take one of those 21-inch rulers, and using both the Gorilla wood glue and the Fix-All adhesive, and glue that stick down to hold the 2 signs together. And then I put heavy paint jars on top of the stick to hold the stick down and to keep the boards from bowing. Then I cut out the boo letters, but I cut out the B backwards, so I went and found a calendar picture with blue and cut out the B the right way and glued the paper onto the back of the boo sign with the adhesive, Fix-All adhesive. And the reason why I didn't just paint it, it was that black shiny plastic, and I knew the paint wouldn't adhere to it real well. That's why I covered it with paper. Now I'm using the spackling to try and make that crack between the 2 boards as smooth as I can. Just using my finger and that spackling that I got at Dollar Tree to smooth down that crack. And now I'm going to remove the cords at the top that were hangers. And now I'm ready to paint my board with the pumpkin chalk paint. And as always, I paint everything with 2 coats if I want real good coverage, even using the chalk paint. And I do paint the edges. So this is the first coat going on. I'm going to have to go buy more pumpkin chalk paint because I'm almost all out. So I'm going to paint that and let it dry. Getting the edges. I always try and get the edges on the first coat so I don't mess up the board on the second coat by getting the edges. So then I'm going to take my Waverly wax and I'm going to dip it in the paint, dip it in the water, and then blot it off on the paper towel and paint it downward straight as I can, as with single strokes going down. Because I don't want it to be heavy, that's why I'm using the water. And then I'm going to take another paper towel and kind of wipe it off so that it's going to kind of look like wood. So I'm doing paint, water, and then putting it on, and then taking a paper towel and wiping it off. And I do that until I get the look that I want. And there's the look that I wanted, so it looks kind of like wood. Now I'm laying out everything that I have. I made a bow out of that ribbon that I showed you. And I've got everything laid on sort of like how I want it to look. The ghost, the ribbon, the door hanger, the little spiders from the front. There's my boo sign. And the little bat clipped onto the top. I'm going to use my glue gun. The witch's hats. And now I've glued things on, and again I'm setting my heavy bottles on to make sure it all sticks. And there we go. It is finished, and I'll show you a better picture in the final reveal. But I think it came out real cute, and this is real easy to do. Anybody can do it. So, on to DIY number 2. And for this DIY, another real simple one, I got this sign at Dollar Tree in a leaf design, and it has a real pretty little leaf on the top that I'm going to take off. And I'm going to use this calendar page to cover the leaf. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off the leaf at the top. They come off real easy, they're just glued on. And then I'm going to take my little sponge there and get the glitter off as much as I can. And then I am going to trace the leaf onto my calendar page and cut it out. And you can see where I've painted the stem of the leaf there with brown. And I like to use my multi-purpose spray glue because I find I don't play well with Mod Podge. And the spray glue allows me to reposition and reposition the paper on the sign until I get it how I want it. I always start at one end or side, the widest, and in this case it was the bottom of the leaf. And then I just work it, and then as soon as I get half of it down or a third of it down like I want it to be, then I spray some more and I push it down a little bit more, and then I just work it, and then I use my kitchen chopper that you see laying there at the top of the screen, and I push from the center out gently so I don't tear my paper. Then I go around with the spray glue and make sure I get all the edges down. Okay, I've slowed this down a little bit so I can explain something, but I promise I'll speed it up shortly. So once I get it all laid down, I do have some tips that aren't covered. So what I do is I take the leftover pieces from the calendar and fit them in where the missing pieces are. And I just cut a little slip off of it. Matches in perfectly. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Just cut a little slip of paper out, spray some glue on it, and paste it on top to cover the white tips where my original paper didn't cover. And you'll never be able to see it. You just save your original paper that you've cut out the sign from, and it will fit in there perfectly. So now I've got everything covered and it's ready to finish. And there are some wrinkles, but they work out as they dry, and you always end up with a few wrinkles, and that's fine. Just gently use that chopper so you don't tear your paper. So once again, I've used my heavy bottles to make sure the paper's glued down nice and tight. Now I'm going to take my glue gun and my ready-made bow from Dollar Tree and glue it on the top of the sign. You can see I've put my sign on the charger. And now I'm going to take that leaf that came on the original sign and glue it on top of the bow. And there it is, finished on the front. Okay, now that's a repeat of what I've already done. So you're seeing me glue the bow on again and the leaf. There you go. Now I'm showing you that it's all done. Now I am going to glue a piece of heavy jute cord on the back in case I want to hang it. And there it is, all finished. Now I am not going to hang it. I am going to use this display easel that I got at Dollar Tree. There's the charger. I don't think I showed that to you that I put it on. So now we're ready for the final reveal of both of my projects. First is my hanging sign for Halloween with the ghost and the spiders and the witches' hats and the boo sign and the witch ornaments. And now is my leaf sign on the charger with the bow. I think both projects came out really cute. Tell me in the comments below which is your favorite. And that's the end. Thank you for visiting Nona's Here. I hope to see you again soon.